Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Becca and today we are doing a little bit of plant chores, a little bit of plant hangs. I'm really excited to hang out with you guys. It's been a while since I've done any sort of like plant chores video. So today we're gonna be doing some repotting, we're gonna be doing some watering, maybe some rearranging, I don't really know. I kind of just want to like play with my plants and see where we go. But also wanted to give a big thank you to Green Chef, who is going to be sponsoring today's video. And we're going to be doing a little bit of cooking as well, which I think that a lot of people enjoy the small little cooking segments. I know that I love watching people cook. So, you know, if we could sprinkle that in here and there. But last video that I filmed was a little update on what's going on in my collection. So we're in the sunroom now. I do need to clean up the sunroom. So maybe we'll start with that because that really needs to be done. And look, I'm filming on a new lens so I can zoom it out and you can have like a much better idea, hopefully, of like what this entire room looks like and feels like. I don't know, let me know if you like it. I'm a new lens girl lately. So I'm gonna set you down and I'm going to clean up a bit. Oh, that's actually a nice view. I'll take it as wide as possible. I'm gonna do some cleaning up and we'll go from there. Also, my sweatshirt is Plant Dosage. Love them, wear it all the time, very comfy. They actually just came out with another like little crew neck that I wanna get. Anyway, I usually get questions when I wear it, so I figured that I would point that out. Okay, let's start cleaning. Also, while I clean, I'm going to listen to my own podcast. Gotta give ourselves a shout out. Me, Adam, and Nicole have been just pushing out the episodes. Every Monday, our podcast has a new episode. Please go check it out if you haven't already.
1, 2, 3. Were you saying that I always count up and you guys always count down?
Yeah,
I just did it again without even. Yeah. I just did it again without even thinking about it.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
Get to work,
Welcome
Becca.
Back to the Potted Together podcast. My name is Becca, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Adam and Nicole.
All right, it's cleaned up. It looks so cute. I love this room so much. The puppies love this room. What do you think, Leo? Are you so glad it's clean in here? Why do you look scared? Okay. I need to do a little bit of repotting. So I'm gonna clear off this table here and get my repotting station up. So I'll see you in a second. Let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Green Chef. So Green Chef is a USDA certified organic company that offers dishes from a variety of lifestyles, including vegan, vegetarian, paleo, and keto. If you've watched my previous videos, you'll know that I've been getting the vegetarian box, but this time I got the standard diet box just to switch things up, which is something that you can do as well if you're wanting to try something new. Each week you'll have 9 recipes to choose from within your meal plan. I love that Green Chef meals come pre-measured, perfectly portioned, and mostly prepped because it makes cooking so much faster and enjoyable, and you can feel great about what you're putting on the table because Green Chef offers a wide variety of high-quality, clean ingredients, such as their organic, non-GMO, sustainably sourced produce. Every time I have a box from Green Chef, I know that I'm going to have a really great week because I'm sure we all know I'm a person who doesn't enjoy meal planning, grocery shopping, or cooking. So with Green Chef, all of the hard stuff is done for me and delivered to my door, and all I have to do is put the ingredients together. If you'd like to check out Green Chef, you can head over to greenchef.us/dailyplants100 and use code dailyplants100 to get $100 off plus free shipping on your first box. All right, I have finished the meal. I am so excited to eat this. It was really easy to make. I love anytime Green Chef sends me a salad of some sort because they're always really good. So That is delicious. I got mostly chicken in that bite, but it's very like orangey, flavorful, yummy, very delicious. I highly recommend. Look at how nice this is. The angle is so wide that I don't have to have the camera so far away. It's amazing. Technology is amazing. This is my repotting station from Plantfolio. Another something that I get questions on all the time. I have a special link that will give you some money off. It'll give me a little bit of money. So if you're interested in shopping this for, you know, a gift or yourself, if you want to treat yourself, whatever it may be, it's an amazing repotting station. I'm gonna use it right now for repotting, and then I'm gonna use it over the sink for some watering after I'm done repotting some stuff. So the first thing I'm going to repot is my Zebrina into this pot, which sits in a stand that holds it. So yeah, I'm going to, there is a hole at the bottom, by the way. So I don't think it'll, oh, it does stand up. I'm going to be using some De La Tanks, but I'm going to mix in cocoa coir because I want it to, like cocoa coir cocoa peat, because I want it to retain moisture for a bit longer than the De La Tanks typically would. So I've said in the past, if you want to amend that soil to be a bit more moisture retaining, you can do something as simple as that. And it's really easy. You just mix it in like you would any other soil. So I'm gonna go grab my bag and I'll be right back. I've brought more goodies to repot and propagate. As I mentioned, all you have to do is mix in a little bit of that cocoa coir. So I have some here. I have like a big block of it that is reduced down into like the, you know, it's not powder, but it comes in blocks, right? So you have to sort of wiggle it on your fingers to break it up. That's all, it's not that hard. Usually you get it wet to do that, and that makes it a lot easier. So anyway, I'm going to quickly repot this and then show you what's up next. I ended up grabbing the stand because it was really annoying to have to hold it up while I was doing it, but there she is. The next thing that I need to repot, I have this melanochrysum baby. This was basically the tip of my first ever melanochrysum, and it has some roots on it. So I figured let's just like sink or swim the piece and see if it makes it. I don't know. We're just gonna see, but it does have some good roots on it. So we're just gonna check it out, see how it does, and go from there. But it's just this tiny little piece. It has a sunburn from my grow lights because it was too close to the grow lights. It was actually touching the grow lights and I didn't notice. So that's my bad, but we're just gonna pot it up and see what happens. If it makes it, it makes it. If it doesn't, I'm literally not gonna be sad at all because it's a weird plant. Of course, I'd prefer for it to make it, but you know, what's more important? This random plant that doesn't really bring me joy living, or me having an open space in the cabinet? You do the math. So we'll just have to see how it does in soil. I was propagating it in moss, so it shouldn't have too big of a change. But since I was propagating it, there was like pieces that came off. So I almost want to like chop it here and repropagate it again. I feel like that's what I should do. You know what, we're gonna do that, but not right now. I'm gonna put that aside and I'm gonna come back to that in just a second when I have scissors, because what I wanna do now is put this right here. This was gifted to me by Jeff, my friend who owns Vintage Hill, which is a local nursery in like right outside of Columbia. And this is a philodendron panoweriform. I don't know. Let me show you this. If any of you know what this philodendron is, He said it's an up and coming philodendron, and I think it's so pretty. It kind of reminds me of like the horsehead philodendron, but I think in its more mature form, it's much, much cooler. So what I've been doing to root plants lately is put them in just straight up cocoa coir. And it's a new propagation method that I have really enjoyed. So I'm gonna do it with this one and see what happens. There's also some roots up here that look pretty promising, so I might even cut it into 2 segments to have like a fuller plant. All right, I just grabbed my scissors. I think I'm just gonna do that. But first I'm gonna chop this probably right here. And yeah, that was a good move. I feel better about that than potting it up. I feel like that'll have a better chance now because this stem is weird and the root system wasn't like incredible. There was a root system, but it wasn't great. You know what I mean? So, okay, what I do to propagate, I'm still gonna use this pot, is get my cocoa coir and I reduce it down to like an almost sandy texture. And then I put it in the pot just like you would soil. So basically, this is an alternative in my mind to sphagnum moss, and it's much more sustainable. And I find that I get similar, if not better, results with this because number one, when it actually comes to potting it into real soil, like with nutrients, it doesn't have the same issues with detaching from the roots, because if you've ever propagated in sphagnum moss, you'll notice that the sphagnum just kind of sticks to the roots and makes it a little bit more difficult to remove it. And I don't know, like I get nervous that I'm gonna rip roots off, and I don't wanna necessarily have sphagnum moss like in my soil mix, like right around the roots, because I'm afraid of rotting. That might be an irrational fear, but it is a fear nonetheless. So I just put it in here exactly like I would with soil, and I'm just gonna water it exactly like I would with soil. It holds moisture for a long time, yet gives the plant like room and air to breathe. So I find it to be a really nice mix for propagating, and I've had a lot of success with it so far. I've rooted 2 plants in it, which I know isn't like a long-term thing, but the roots that came out of those plants was really, really good. Specifically my philodendron mammii, which was recovering from root rot pretty badly. So I feel pretty confident about it. I'm gonna chop this into 2 pieces. So this bottom piece will have to like completely regenerate a new growth point, which is like more work for the plant, but I think that it'll be better in the end. So I'm also gonna chop this stem so there's not so much at the bottom. And there you go. Now it looks a bit fuller, and when the time comes, I'm going to grow this up a plank of wood because I really want it to, from the very beginning, start to climb, because I want to see it in its mature form like really quickly. I think I'm gonna put it in this little pot. My Photonia used to be in this pot, and I think it'll be the perfect size for the cabinet and also just for the purpose of what I'm doing, which is straight up propagating it. It's not gonna live in this pot forever, but probably for a month or 2 while it grows roots. Well, I should say while it grows more roots, because it does already have pretty substantial aerial roots happening, but I want that to encompass more of this pot. Basically, the last time I did this, the roots completely filled up the pot, and it was really cool, and it happened so fast. Oops, oh jeez. It happened really fast too. Okay, second plant. I'm gonna put this tag back in it because I will forget what it's called. Again, this is a philodendron that I've never heard of, so if you've heard of it, let me know. Okay, I think that's, oh wait, there's one more. I just looked down and saw it. There's one more that I need to repot, and I want to put it in like a shallow, look at this. This sphagnum moss is so dry. Okay, this is a Hoya obovata splash, and I've been propagating it in spag for a really long time, like way longer than necessary if I'm honest. But I was just being lazy about it, and I realized that there was a growth point coming up, and I was like, oh, we better get it into some soil so that it can have nutrients. So I'm gonna do that right now. but this spag is really hard to remove, and I don't want to rip any of the roots. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the sink. I removed as much of the spag as I could, but this is just a great example of what I mean. Like the spag is so intertwined with the roots that I can't tell what is what. And I don't want to leave too much of it on the roots just because I'm afraid of rotting, but I also don't want to like go through too well because I feel like I'm going to be like breaking the roots and stuff. So just something to keep in mind if you want to propagate with spag, okay? So I want to chop this, I guess like right above each leaf section so that I can make like a full pot of it. Yeah, I'll do that. And then it'll root along each of the stems, like even more. It already has rooted a lot along the stems, but it'll just root more. This one has rooted a lot. So I'm just gonna gather this and put it in a small pot. I need to figure out which pot I wanna put it in. Hold on. I'm not very prepared. I think I'll put them in this pot, this Desertscape pot by my friend Joanna Hennigan Pottery. Okay. This looks so messy, but that's what it looks like right now. I'm gonna take it to the sink and wash it off and yeah, hope for the best here. Gotta shove these down as deep as they can go. All right, to the sink. This is one of the many reasons that I love this thing. I have dirty dishes in the sink and I wouldn't normally be able to water in the sink if that was the case, but this makes it possible for me to ignore my dishes and get my plant chores done. So I'm just going to water these in, which is something that you should do when you repot something. Unless the soil that the plant was previously in was like really, really wet, I usually will water in just to settle everything in. And I'm going to go grab some other plants that need to be watered right now as well. You have to be kind of careful in transitional seasons to not overwater your plants. And overwater, when I say overwater, I mean water them too frequently. So I use my moisture meter a lot in the turn of the season stages because I want to make sure that the plant is actually thirsty when I want to water it, because sometimes I get it in my mind like, oh, I haven't watered this plant in a while, I need to water it. And that's usually fine like in the summer when, you know, I'm watering more frequently because it's warmer and the soil is drying out faster. But in the winter time, you are going to have to drastically decrease the amount of times you water your plants because they're just not using as much energy because usually they're dormant. So I just use my moisture meter. I stick it in the soil in a few different places to just make sure that the plant is actually dry. And then I will go from there. My friends, that is going to be all for this video. Thank you very much for watching and joining along with me as I do some plant care and make some yummy food, you know, all these things. I really love hanging out with you guys, and if you have any questions about anything that I did today, if maybe you have experience propagating with cocoa peat or anything like that, or basically anything that isn't sphagnum moss, I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to shift out of sphagnum moss. I've only ever purchased sphagnum moss one time, a very long time ago, and I still have moss from that order. So you can keep it for a very, very long time. So on a sustainability note, you know, it can be reused quite a bit. So if you are using it and you like it, I say continue to do it. But I'm kind of just feeling like I want a little bit of a change. So I'm excited to share with you guys how those plants do that are propagating in the cocoa peat. I'll keep you updated. I'll share with you pretty soon how they're doing, if they've done anything. Hopefully they have rooted well in the next couple of weeks, and I'll share that with you guys. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, don't forget to check out Green Chef, okay? All right, link down below. Talk to you guys later. Bye.